Oh, hey guys, Ren here over at the Hungry Heart Home. I am super excited to delve into our dining room DIY makeover. I can't wait for you guys to see the outcome. If you're new here, I upload new videos every Thursday. I do home decor, lifestyle, and organizational vlogs. If that's something you want to see more of, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Alright guys, as many of you know, for the past week and a half we have been working on our dining room makeover. We've done it all by ourselves. We're not necessarily the handiest people, so we're pretty proud of this little project. I cannot wait to show you guys the process of going through it here at our home. I am on my last day. We're gonna pull the room together, but I am just fueling up for the day, getting my iced coffee ready, fueling up, getting prepared to pull together the rest of the room. We have been working on it for the past week and a half, so I am going to show you guys all of the footage from working on it every other day or so. I sat down quickly just to enjoy my coffee and get back to some messages this morning. Let's show you where we got started about a week and a half ago. So this is our old dining room. Most of the pieces came from our old home. We did order this table that I did not end up loving by any means at all. And so that was a piece that was gonna go. This room really hasn't had anything done to it since we moved in. It just feels blah. And it was really time to bring her up to her full potential. So I started by emptying out the room. I took all of the pieces and moved them out of the way, and then Nate got to work on taking apart the dining room table. We sold it on Facebook Marketplace and used the money for it to help fund this little project. And then we moved out the bigger pieces of furniture so they were out of our way and we could get to work on the first step, which was painting. Now, taping off the wall did not end up being my favorite project, so Nate took over and I went ahead and made us iced coffees to fuel us. Please reminder, this was a few days ago, so this is not my second iced coffee for the day, but I mean, no shame in that, really. As Nate was getting the rest of the wall taped off, I removed the electrical plugs, their faces from them, and then we got a drip cloth down on the ground because we are not very precise. So it was definitely necessary. Nate was just getting everything ready to start to paint. Yes, we painted black, guys. For those of you who have followed me for a long time, the pastel palace is no more, but don't worry, it's still gonna feel super light and bright and airy in the end. We just needed a little moody space, and we needed something to really divide the front room from the dining room. I saw an inspo picture that really just spoke to me and decided just to finally go for it. We used Black Magic from Sherwin, if anyone is curious, and it turned out beautifully. We did have to do about 3 coats on the wall because it just had builder grade paint on it, so the drywall really soaked up a lot of the black paint. This was day 2, getting on our 3rd coat, and after the 3rd coat there really wasn't anything that was super visible to the naked eye. Oh hey guys, just popping in because we're on day 3. And I wanted to show you guys just kind of the overview of where we're at right now. So the walls are black, as you can tell. This wall back here has a stripe that in the light you can still see kind of patchiness. We think it's just because we had just like builder grade paint on there before. So Nate is prepping to paint just that panel of the wall in between the windows, and then our plan of attack for the day is to paint the pink furniture. So it's currently pastel pink. We're going to paint that out white, so we're going to get started on that. It's probably the part I'm looking least forward to because I've painted these before and it's a little painful, not gonna lie, but once that's done, then it's all fun stuff. Our new chandelier is here. That's super exciting. I found the perfect mirror for the wall between the windows and rug. The table that we really want won't be available till October. It's from Pottery Barn and it's beautiful. But our old dining room table from the old house is in the basement, and it will be a perfect stand-in in the meantime. So that is your recap. We're gonna get to painting these today, and I'm super excited. It's really coming together now that it's all painted and lovely. We're getting there. All right, catch you guys in a few. All right, so for day 3, it was time to get to painting our furniture. I had painted these pale pink when we first moved into the home, just for fun. I knew they wouldn't stay that way forever, and I was definitely done with the pink, so it was time to paint them. I really despise painting big pieces of furniture like this. I was not the most excited, but it had to be done. Nate got to work taking off of the drawer pulls just so that we would have those off to get started, and then he was just mixing up the paint for us. And we used Chantilly from Benjamin Moore. So it is like the perfect white color. It is wall paint that we used. To be real, I couldn't find chalk paint in the color that I wanted in curbside pickup, and I just kind of bit the bullet and did wall paint, and it turned out fine. They look super beautiful in this stark white, and I'm really happy with how they turned out, even though they took about 3 coats and made me swear a lot to get them finished. Next up, we were also selling the chandelier. I never loved it from the day we got it. It looked dinky in the space, and it looked a little hokey. It looked a lot cheaper than it did online, and it really just didn't suit the style of the room anymore for me. So we got that taken down so that the Facebook Marketplace buyer could come pick it up, and we busted out the new chandelier. Now, she doesn't look like much right here, but let me tell you, this bad boy is such a beauty. I had a crazy migraine. This was actually day 4 when we were putting it up. I had a crazy migraine. So Nate did most of the work. I just kind of stepped in a little bit. While we were putting up the chandelier, our jute rug arrived, and I am completely obsessed. I actually think it's seagrass, but I was going for the jute look, and this definitely did the trick. It is beautiful. It is the perfect, it ended up being the perfect size. And then we had some furniture just sitting on the edges to flatten it out. The dogs were checking out the new rug, the new digs. They seemed to be pretty big fans. They're so cute. All right, day 4 today of working on this space. Sorry, day 5 of working on this space. We were waiting a little bit for this mirror to arrive. It was a couple days late. It arrived first thing this morning, which is so awesome. So we got to work just kind of making some measurements on the wall, figuring out exactly where it needed to go. Nate is precise, but we're not exactly the best people at math or envisioning things, so it took us a little while to figure that out. We also didn't have probably the best plugs for this mirror, so we were trying to figure out what was going to work out best for the situation. The mirror wasn't super heavy, although it is very large, so it ended up being okay, but I can't lie, we were fairly stressed out throughout the process that A, we knew we were not going to hit a stud, and B, we weren't sure if these plugs were going to do the trick. But we got to work putting all of the measurements out on the wall in a chalk pencil, measuring twice just to make sure everything was perfect, and then Nate got the plugs that we decided would best work for the project into the wall. Though, as you'll see here, he is checking them to see how sturdy they are, because again, we were fairly concerned that we weren't hitting studs on either side, and we wanted to just make sure it was pretty sturdy. It seemed okay, so we figured we would test our luck and get this bad boy up on the wall, and we really truly lucked out. It's not as heavy as it looks, and it ended up being perfectly fine with the situation that we set up. All right, so this is the last day. We're really kind of pulling together the space. The next piece is the curtains. So I just got some shears. We don't necessarily need curtains in this room. We do want the light shining in, but just for like the decorative look of them, I got some pretty decorative shears to put over these tall windows on either side of the mirror. So Nate was just getting that all set up. I really don't do power tools, guys. Don't judge me. All the more power to those of you who do, but it's just not my jam, and he really likes doing it. So we got the base for the rods and then also the tie backs for the curtains hung up on the wall, made sure that we had them at the same height on each side. And yeah, once that was done, I had started finagling the curtains. They didn't come together as they're supposed to look, so I just kind of had to zhuzh them a little bit before we got them on the rod. Nate was my trusty helper here, holding the rod, though he was jamming out to some Usher while we were doing this, which was a fun soundtrack for the day. So Nate got those hung up for me, and then I got to work zhuzhing the little knots because they weren't exactly perfect, but in the end, they looked a bit cheaper in person than I envisioned, but once they were up and the knots were zhuzhed, they looked perfect. We moved the buffet back into place, and while we were doing all that, our light bulbs for our new chandelier showed up. So that was perfect timing as well. It all kind of came together on this last day of filming here. I went upstairs and pulled my clothing steamer to steam these curtains because they were looking real busted and needed some love. They were, however, fairly tough to steam, so I cursed a little bit, set my steamer aside, and helped Nate put the table together. This is our table from our old house. It was actually just down in the basement. We did order a beautiful table from Pottery Barn, but it won't be here till October because of shipping delays due to everything that's going on right now. But it was a perfect stand-in. The one that we're getting is a marble top with a black steel base, and it's so beautiful. It's gonna look stunning, and we're also gonna do black chairs. But in the meantime, she is working. We realized while we were putting the table together that we didn't have the screws that came with this table. We didn't know where we had put them, so Nate was going around looking, but he did figure out something that worked. Well, I got to work spending another hour steaming these curtains. Now here we go, guys. The room is not styled. If you want to see it all fully styled, be sure to follow me on Instagram at hungryhearthome. But this is it all pulled together, ready to be decorated. It looks so beautiful. The vision I had in my head came together perfectly in this room, and I am just so in love with every little detail. I can't wait to pull in the decor for this room and really style it. I am so obsessed with how the furniture turned out white, and this mirror is so much more beautiful in person than it was on the website, and I'm totally in love with it. We moved our bar cart back into the corner here, and I'm going to put a plant on the opposite side to kind of balance it out, but it has not arrived yet. I cannot wait to style this space fully and just have it come to its full potential. But here, just stark with all the pieces pulled together, it looks pretty beautiful. What do you guys think? Are you loving this transformation? Can you believe that I have a black room? I almost can't. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this transformation. Keep your eyes peeled early next week for the fully styled pictures on my Instagram account, and check back here next week and next Thursday for another awesome transformation in our home that we've been working on. I cannot wait to show it to you guys. Love y'all, and I'll catch you next week.